Donkey Kong Bonanza is Nintendo's flagship game for the Switch 2. It's a game that many, myself included, were convinced to buy a Switch for. And while the game is pretty fun, it also is kind of worrying to me. Let's talk about why. You know what shouldn't cause you to worry? Liking the video, leaving a comment, subscribing to the channel. Getting the good out of the way first, this game is just a lot of fun. The core mechanics are very satisfying. Watching Donkey Kong punch the ground to smithereens genuinely does not get old and carries this game. There's not much to it outside of destroying everything to find bananas. The movement is also pretty solid for the most part. I found that it could be a little glitchy when you're trying to transition in and out of the turf surfing mechanic. It also had a few times where Donkey Kong would climb up or around a corner and it would cause the control to kind of freak out and start moving me in the wrong direction or something like that. But those are few and far between. Mostly, the gameplay is pretty smooth. The core Bananza mechanic adds a lot of variety to the game. Each one has its own strength and allows you to traverse certain types of map easier or at all in some cases. And they're very easy to charge up. It felt like 99% of the time, by the time my Bonanza ran out, I already had another one charged up and ready to go. This is not some special limited use super move. It is really, I think, how you're supposed to experience the game. They just want you to be in this Bonanza all the time. And that's great. It gives you a lot of options when exploring or destroying the world. And also the game just looks good. The amount of destruction that can be on screen at once is pretty staggering, and for the most part, the game does not stutter. It runs at a pretty smooth frame rate. Ironically, the only times I did notice any frame dips was transitioning into or out of the map, sometimes coming in and out of cutscenes, things like that, but nothing during gameplay. But while I did enjoy the game, I started really thinking about what exactly was happening. What is this game that I'm playing? And I kind of realized it is essentially the video game equivalent of TikTok. Much like with those platforms where they just want to show you as many little short clips to kind of keep your dopamine flying so that you don't really realize what you're doing or what you're watching or how much time has gone by. That was kind of the experience I had with Donkey Kong Bonanza. The levels are fairly simply laid out. You get there, do your ground pound, you see the banana, so you dig down, you go get it. And then you do the ground pound again. Oh, look, there's just another fossil over there. So you go over there, you get it. And then you do it again. There's another fossil. It's just this quick. Like, there's always something within range for you to get. And you kind of forget what you're even doing. What is the point of this? Where am I supposed to go in this level? It doesn't matter. There's a fossil right there. There's a banana over there. And none of these are really challenging to get to. The big challenge usually is every once in a while it will be behind some indestructible terrain and you have to climb around or just find out where. But to do that, it's pretty much just more destruction. Just destroy, get as close as you can, keep punching. Oh, there's a treasure chest, explosion, gold. Amazing. It's very overloading, and there really isn't much in the way of substance. It's fun, but at the same time, what are we even doing? It's totally mindless. This is the team that made Super Mario Odyssey, and when you look at that game, where there's a similar idea of collecting a lot of things, there was still challenge. You had to do some platforming or jump around. This game is just punch. It all sort of happens automatically. You don't have to think about it. You just mash the punch button and you get into where you're trying to go. Stylistically, the game actually feels a lot like Odyssey. It's very clear that it was made by the same devs, but it feels like a lot was taken away to focus so much on this ground destruction. And I do think that kind of hurt the game. Each level does have these either challenge rooms or small contained levels that usually are a little more challenging. My personal favorites were the side-scrolling ones that made you feel like you're playing the old Donkey Kong Country games. Those could provide a good challenge and were a great change of pace to the mindless smashing. I just wish they weren't siloed, self-contained areas. I wish it was applied to each of the main layers in the game. And so this kind of leaves me with a bit of a conundrum at the end of the day. I did enjoy Donkey Kong Bonanza, but it also kind of became like a podcast game. It was so easy to play it while doing other things or watching podcasts. It didn't feel like it needed my full attention, and I'm not sure that that's a good thing. And I'm not sure what it says about Nintendo's development or development mindset. This feels like it's at its core the same thing as some of those live service games, the games that just want to get you hooked on playing, but you don't really enjoy it. You think you do, and you do initially, but at some point it runs out. You can only punch so many pieces of dirt before you get bored of it. As a game you might want to buy the Switch for, I mean, I'm never going to say it's worth it to buy a console for just one game anyway, but this was a pretty fun one. It's not the worst game you could buy a system for. But I do think the game does well to show off some of the features of the system. The rumble is really cool. Again, the detail in some of the levels. The visual style of the game really is Nintendo, I think, at their best. They still know how to make visually appealing games. They are not just going for photorealistic. They know that that's not the right way to go. They do still have this visual style. The Donkey Kong rework, I think, looks good. I really enjoy the facial animations he has in this game. There's a lot of expressiveness there. And there's a lot of small details, his little fur blowing in the wind. I think it is a very good-looking game and does a good job of showing off the Switch 2. But the downsides are still pretty big downsides, and maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe this is a one-off kind of thing. But I do feel like we're kind of devolving here, and I'm a little nervous that this might be the trend of future games. Make it mindless, make it repeatable. It works for both 5-year-olds and 40-year-olds because we're all kind of brain rotted out. So hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully this was just a fun game that they wanted to make, and they knew they had something good there with the level destruction and the digging and all that. And the next game will be totally different. But what do you think? Is Donkey Kong Bananza worth getting a Switch for? Is it Game of the Year? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like the video, if you like the channel, if you want to support the channel, I am now able to offer channel memberships where you can pay me money. So if you want to support the channel financially, that is a great way to do it, and it can make me feel like this had a purpose. Because really, that's why we do this, is for the millions and millions of dollars. If you liked the video, be sure to hit the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel or becoming a member, and I will see you all with the next video.